Alright, here we go. Today I want to talk about Kerbal Space Program 2. It's early access, does it have future, and can it pull off the No Man's Sky? And honestly, this is like one of the biggest hot takes in KSP community right now, and there are a lot of other things, like what is the early access, what is supposed to be, and like I want to actually analyze in concrete numbers where it's actually going right now and compare it to other early access titles and how they were developed and why they succeed. And then I want to discuss, well, the future of this channel, because after analyzing the whole KSP2 shenanigans, I have like huge decision about where this channel should go, because, well, there are some issues right now with KSP videos at the moment. So, let's go. There will be some cinematic experience. Sometimes I will go like full, I know my light obviously fails on me. Sometimes I will go Obi-Wan way. Sometimes I will go like Darth Vader. But overall, yes, I want just to go with raw concrete data, what we are getting, not what developers actually saying, and compare to what we actually got with the other games. So, Kerbal Space Program right now it's sitting on, well, sub 200 players, sub 300 players on the weekends. It's really in bad shape. It's like basically lost what, 99% of its audience or what? I don't really care. It lost a lot of numbers, and actually it lost in percentage wise pretty much the same amount of players as No Man's Sky. This is like surprising, because No Man's Sky went from like 200k players to like 2000, 1000 players in the same span amount of time. But here's the thing, No Man's Sky was first of all not early access title really, although you can treat it as early access to some extent. And KSP2 had, well, way lesser numbers, like 10 times lesser numbers, but the percentage decline is pretty much the same. And the answer is, can we actually pull off No Man's Sky with Kerbal Space Program 2? And here's the thing, the patch history for the Kerbal Space Program 2 is like, yeah, it's crickets over here. And we will get, I think on Thursday we will get the patch number 3, and it's not update 3. Let's get our terminology straight. This is hotfix number 3. Yes, we are, what, 120 days into the early access release, and we are still getting hotfixes for the tech demo tech demo, basically. This is what the game is right now. Honestly, what we can do in Kerbal Space Program right now, well, we can, well, mate pretty jets, and that's it. Everything else is not working as the game. Everything else is just demo of something that can be. And this is great when you actually back up this with constant updates, like, for example, No Man's Sky. So here is the thing. The patch history for No Man's Sky, it's, yeah, here we go. We see that people actually working on this game. We see that in the first month they have like 4 patches in August. Do you see this? Yes, you see this. Then we have like September 2 patches, October patch, November patch, December patch, and then we have like somewhere in between there was like major updates. So wait a second, where I have like patch notes for the No Man's Sky. Here we go. So this is No Man's Sky, the thing that everybody compares KSP2 with intent of getting somewhere where we want to be, you know? The thing is, they had actual updates, not the hotfixes, not the patches, the updates, the Foundation update, the Pathfinder update, and the distance between those updates is like 150 days, then we have a rather huge gap, yes, rather big one, almost a year, but once again, at this point this game was hotfixed. No Man's Sky was not really broken at the release, it just was missing a lot of promised features, a lot of promised content, and they actually delivered that content with, well, updates. And it was taking them at first like 100 days to deliver update. We are sitting right now 120 days into early access release for the KSP2, and we are still in the realm of we want this hotfix yesterday, the month ago, 3 months ago, you know? This is the reality. Once again, what we actually can say about other early access titles. For example, Satisfactory, it released on Steam in June 2020, it released before on Epic, but, well, patch cadence was pretty much the same. It was released in like several patches every single month. This is how you patch the game. If we talk about Space Engineers, for example, another early access titles, which is very common with Kerbal Space Program community in general, here is the release in October, 2 patches, 3 patches, what, 10 patches, 11 patches in November? This is how you develop the early access title. You have this board interest, you have this hype in the community that you release something that nobody else done before, and you are delivering your promise by making this game functional as soon as possible. And as soon as possible is usually like patch every 2 weeks, every week. It's like reasonable cadence for the game industry. Yes, of course, you can like compare it to, I don't know, like ArenaNet, developers of Guild Wars 2 that streamlined patch cadence to like pinnacle of perfection, where you have like downtime of literal several minutes every 2 weeks. Like they have insane server uptime, but reality is that we want to compare it to other early access titles, the KSP, to Satisfactory, Space Engineers, Valheim, for example. And the thing is, like, majority of those titles even not developed by big studios. Like Intercept Games, there are rumors that they have way more than 30 employees, but it's safe to assume that they have 30 employees because this was the size of Uber Entertainment. And by the way, like, Uber Entertainment is equal to the Star Theory 100%, and Star Theory is basically 50% equal to Intercept Games, maybe even more. We do not really know everything about this. But this is not the new developer, this is the people who were developing this game from the get-go. And yeah, I mean, from the get-go, somewhere from 2017. This is 6 years in the making. You can check out my other video where I actually discuss the whole timeline and actually discuss this developer in the details, why they are Uber Entertainment. Like, there are a lot of confusion about this. But today I want to talk about, like, what actually happened right now. You know, it's like talk the talk, now we want to see walk the walk. This is the video. And you see the Valheim, they released what, in December. They have another like 10 patches in January. They have like 10 patches in February, several patches in March. You know, this is how you hotfix your game before you start rolling out like actual content. And the thing is with Kerbal Space Program 2, that right now they are discussing their science. I have like the huge issue with that because we still have the tech demo that missing atmospheric heating. Before atmospheric heating is in the game, this is the demo because it have the major system in the game that is not implemented. There is no reason to play science because, well, what you can do? You can go like to Eve, there is no atmospheric heating. You can go to Lathe, there is no atmospheric heating. You want to return your science probe or your craft, Kerbin have no atmospheric heating. This is not the game, this is the demo of science. And what is the reason to release science when you have no atmospheric heating? And there is no mention of atmospheric heating like at all. I think the biggest mention was in some of the blog posts that they are making procedurally generated radiators like the wings. Like procedurally generated wings, they want to make the same for radiators. And that's it. There was no freaking mention in 120 days about atmospheric heating. And this is like sad. And the biggest thing, so we kind of see that usually it's like 4 to 10 patches a month for early access titles for the studios that are way smaller. For example, Satisfactory released with studio size of 12 people. Valheim released with studio size of 8 people. Space Engineers, actually I don't know, but Kin never was a big studio. Maybe they are bigger right now because it's like 10 years of successful game development. You know, like No Man's Sky, I actually have no idea. Like, leave the comment down below how many people will develop No Man's Sky at first. And we have Kerbal Space Program 2 is the bigger studio. So there are rumors that they have like 70 people, but I just don't buy it. Even if they have 30 people, it doesn't feel like 30 people actually developing the game. And the biggest red flag for me right now is this post from May the 5th from the Nate Simpson, which is talking about moving towards 1.0. Here's the thing. So you have the tech demo that need to be hotfixed, and you are talking about working on 1.0 release. Before that, you need to release atmospheric heating as the major system of your game, because before that, you do not have the game, period. Then you need to release science, as your roadmap states. Then you need to release colonies with all the logistics involved. Then you need to release interstellar. And you need to release multiplayer, which is like major system of your game that you promised. So you have like 5 huge updates that you need to deliver before actually starting moving towards 1.0. And they are talking right now in the realm of hotfixes that they are moving forward 1.0. For example, Satisfactory, another example of the game that actually cared and developed by people, by human beings, nothing special. They right now sitting at update number 8, and it was 4 years from the initial release in the Epic Store. And only right now, at this point when they release update 8, they actually talking about dedicating a lot of resources for 1.0 release, which is kind of huge. And we have 4 years of game updates, hotfixes, before they actually said that. And we have the KSP2 that never actually fixed itself yet, and we are already talking about 1.0 release. This is like huge, I don't know what is going right now here, but this is like really unfortunate. Alright, so let's go next for, I don't know, Darth Vader vibes next. Here we go, Darth Vader mode. Let's bash a bit the next patch. And once again, it's not development update, this is the patch, hotfix. Next patch will deliver a total of 8 new parts. 4 of them are reskins of KSP1 parts, and 4 new engines. They are not really new. The extendable nozzle, this thing was in Nertea mods, and Nertea is working for Intercept Games. He's Chris Ederly. And yeah, he already had this technology on his nuclear engines in his KSP1 mods. This is basically rigging up the technology of KSP1 mod made by Nertea into Metalox engines in KSP2. This is nothing new. This is basically reskins of everything that we already had before. This is literally you can take a monkey, you can take me, teach me to use Blender in 100 days, and I will make this. Seriously, this is the development of this update, which is actually hotfix number this. But I want to talk about, what we are getting with the next, I hope, next patch. So we are actually established that patch cadence is something about 2 months right now for the KSP2, and maybe in 2 months, so this is end of August, we'll get the science update. I really hope that this will be the case, because they are talking a lot about the science, so I hope they can at least walk the walk at their current pace. So here's the thing, I was hoping to make at least these videos about KSP2 in first half a year. The time frame until what? November. And basically I made, I think, 2 of them, and that's it. And majority of them are tutorials for KSP2, and nobody cares about tutorials for KSP2. I really care about this game. I'm not just bashing this game for the sake of YouTube drama and ranking up the views. I'm really passionate about Kerbal Space Program, and I really wanted KSP to be a thing, because I was really focusing on KSP. I really wanted to make a lot of tutorials about KSP2 to help the new players, to bring the new people into science stuff, space stuff. I really care about this shit. Come on, this the thing that inspires me. I was born in Soviet Union. Yes, I'm old fart. I inspired by the Mir space station somewhere there in my childhood, This is why I care about space, and this is why I should care about KSP2, but I could not. And why is this thing? Because, nobody cares about KSP tutorials. There's simply no people watching the tutorials for KSP2, and I basically delisting those videos because they are ranking no views at all, and my 2-year-old Path of Exile videos that are no longer even relevant at all, they are ranking up more views than KSP2 tutorials. And this is the thing that I wanted to make for KSP2, but it's just never went into fruition. And so we are talking about the whole 2 months before the science update. Man, this is a lot of time. I need to make 8 videos in this time span. What I will be doing? I will be doing KSP1 videos. Can I actually work out with the KSP1 videos? And here's the thing, this is my YouTube studio for my channel. And here where everything was kind of working fine, but here in May, where we started to get those bullshit blog posts about bullshit, people just lost the interest. And here is how it actually, you can see, physically see this by the statistics. because here you have the spikes of returning viewers. And usually how YouTube works, when you have the spike of your returning viewers, the healthy topic on YouTube is usually get the same amount or even more of new viewers. YouTube just tries to find the same amount of new people for your content. If you have like this amount of return viewers, it will get this amount of new viewers. But right now, even with KSP1 videos, this is like the amount of people who actually return in, and this is like the new viewers. And it's getting even worse. Like you see, none of those like 4 last videos, even like 5 videos, managed to get more new viewers. Basically, we are like dying community at this point from the YouTube standpoint. And YouTube doesn't like it, like really. And making like 8 more videos like this is killing my channel. Like this is unfortunate reality. And let's go like Obi-Wan way. So here we go. Let's hope that we are getting into No Man's Sky territory. Yes. So let's imagine this. All right, Nate Simpson. Yes, he is a bullshitter, but in the end, Intercept Games will deliver KSP2 all the promises, and the game will be actually functional. Let's compare it to the No Man's Sky. How much time it takes to make the great game from the community standpoint. I'm not talking about, well, overall standpoint. So you can see this graph. It took literally like 4 huge updates, and 2 years before they got into the realm, well, somebody actually cares about this game, and they have like at all times several thousand players. And right now it's just getting bigger and bigger, you know? But it took literally 2 years from the initial 1.0 release, not early access release, from 1.0 release of fully functional game that missing features, 4 big updates with the content patches to actually get to the point where, well, people actually care about this game and want to watch the content for this game. If we actually assume that KSP2 will get the same treatment, well, it's like 2 years. And in these 2 years, I need to make like, what, 100 videos? People, like, I could not pull off like 100 KSP videos and still remain like, even like 10k viewer and mark. Honestly, I don't see it. Yeah, this is sad. Another thing that I really wanted to point out is like the site of the Intercept Games. They, as the new studio, they are not really a new studio, this is like basically the new name. They didn't release a single game, and they are saying that they are delivering great games when they are not. This is sad. So let's talk about the early access a bit. So here's the Amplitude Studios. If you are like in 4X games, they are making basically the best 4X games on the market. They are way better than Paradox. They are way better than Civilization games, like period. Their games have better lore. Their games have better mechanics. Unfortunately, they are not as popular. It's more like of an indie developer, which is not really an indie, but whatever. The thing is that they are using early access titles, early access systems, whatever, to release those games. And how they do that? They basically release pretty much functional game into early access, and they use this as like open beta to gather like feedback about the game balance, to make their strategy game actually into like competitively great strategy game where you kind of challenged, you know? And when you see like those two sides, they are so like similar, you know, like in so many ways. But this studio, they never like say anything about like we are making the best 4X games in the industry, you know? They just, hey, here's our work, here is our like studio, our careers, you know, this is like awesome 2018 website. But whatever. Alright, website stuck in time. But it's still great, it kind of works, you know, it's kind of fun to see. And Intercept Games is just all over your face with some bullshit. It's kind of sad, unfortunately. But whatever. The thing is, so you are still here, you're like freaking awesome, dude. Like, seriously, thank you for watching this video, but I'm not done yet. So, everybody is left right now, everybody like reasonable. Let's discuss about the good stuff, what I'm working right now, what will be next on this channel. So here's the thing. So first of all, like, you beautiful bastards, here's statistics for let's make this a bit different. Here we go. So this is like the age statistic for this channel. If you are curious about people who are watching this channel, you are young. Like, I'm over here, dude. Like, next month I will be 35. But majority of you is as young as I want to be. So the next thing on this channel that I want to actually make would be a more satisfactory videos. I have done it before, but in this year, from the last satisfactory video, I kind of progressed as a video maker, as content creator. My language became a bit better. It's still not way perfect as it should be. Without a script, I'm going all over the place. So the thing is, I want to go really deep into satisfactory blueprints. I want to make the videos that are in like advert style, like 2 minutes tops, about some awesome satisfactory blueprints. There would be really huge factories. There would be basically like, for example, 45 reinforced iron plates in one blueprint. 67 modular frames in one blueprint. Yes, you can make it. The huge factories that basically condense into one blueprint with some clever use of blueprint system. This is the next thing that I will be releasing on this channel. I will see how they will perform. Of course, there will be like some deepened performance, but I don't know. For now, until Kerbal Space Program 2 potentially can get its thing straight, I will be doing Satisfactory, maybe a bit of Valheim projects. I have several backburner projects there. Just need to finish them and release them, and this is pretty much it. Really, like, huge thank you for like watching, supporting this channel in any feasible way, like with anything, with just pair of eyeballs is always something great. This is it, what I wanted to talk about for the Kerbal Space Program 2, and until the next time, have a nice one, and Yakis out.